Welcome to my cozy kitchen. This week, I'm cooking up lots of wholesome, from-scratch meals for my family of 6. Traditional cooking in a fast-paced world can seem daunting, but I've got plenty of tips and tricks to make it doable, even for busy families like ours. Cooking from scratch not only saves us money, but also brings us together around the table, creating memories that nourish both body and soul. So allow yourself to slow down and appreciate the simple joys of life. We all need to eat, we all need to cook, so you might as well make it fun. Grab a cup of something warm and join me in my kitchen this week. I got up extra early before the kids, before my husband, before anyone woke up, because I was just so excited to be home. We went on a family vacation to Florida. It's something we do every year. We always look forward to it, and it's great while I'm there, but I have to say that near the end, I'm just so excited to get home again. Home is my happy place, and I'm very much in my element here. And when I'm somewhere else, I almost don't know what to do with myself because I keep myself very busy at home. I like to start my mornings with a protein smoothie, which I missed while I was away. So I've got my smoothie and I'm ready to go for the day.
Yeah, I couldn't get it out too. I tried a tiny bit and it was amazing.
Is it good?
I want all of the muffins right now.
Ooh. It's pretty good. Alright, you want this one?
Yeah.
Alright, let me get a plate. Alright, so we are starting off my Sunday morning in the kitchen here. I have a lot of work to do. Our family was on vacation the past week, so we just got back last night, and I am just getting stuff done, trying to reset for the week. And I have a lot of delicious meals planned this week, so I thought I would just take you along and show you what I'm feeding my family of 6 this week. Hopefully you'll have a lot of nourishing dinner inspiration for you and just some ideas to get creative in the kitchen. Let me tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Lume. Lume is a whole body deodorant invented by OBGYN Shannon Klingman. Lume is skin safe, baking soda free, paraben free, pH optimized, and they have a wide range of aluminum free options available. It works a little bit differently than your typical deodorant, as it doesn't just mask odors with fragrances, but it actually stops odors before they start. I'm happy to say that I've been trying out Lume and it does work, so you can feel good about that. It's actually helped me to feel confident as I'm doing my photo shoots. If you don't know, I am a newborn and family photographer, so I'm often working in close quarters with people, either in their home or in my studio space, and I am just all up in their space as I'm trying to capture their most precious moments, and they are always looking beautiful and fresh, and I'm usually hot and sweaty and in my workout clothes and just trying to get those amazing images for them. So I feel a little better knowing that I'm not going to smell unpleasant next to my clients. They come in 8 different scents, and I think my favorite has been the lavender sage scent. They are all subtle, and I like that they have a lot of different options. The spray and the wipes are great, I think, for like a post-workout to freshen up. I like how the deodorant goes on very soft and creamy, and it also does not stain your clothing. They also have a body wash, which I think is awesome. It just helps you to feel extra fresh after your shower. And then they have a cream that you can use anywhere, and it's very easy to apply. Lume is clinically proven to block body odor all day and continues to do so for 72 hours. Lume's starter pack bundle is a great deal for new customers. It comes with a full-size stick of deodorant as well as a cream tube or the spray, and then you get 2 free products like the wipes or the body wash. They offer free US shipping, and just for my followers, Lume is offering an extra $5 off when you click the link in the description and enter the code NOTEBOOK at checkout. That's a deal of over 40% off. I'm so excited for you guys to check out Lume. So starting off today, I made some sourdough double chocolate chip muffins for the kids. We have been, well, me and my daughter have been giving up sweets for Lent. So on Sunday, we go ahead and we have sweets. So that's why I started the day with some yummy chocolate chip muffins. And I'm also making some sourdough artisan bread for beef stew tonight. So I am actually gonna try something different with this today. I have been seeing that people are adding butter to their artisan loaves, and it's creating like this croissant style loaf, and I'm so curious. I have to try it. So I'm making that today. Right now it's just my basic sourdough recipe that I shared in my past video. This time I did only 400 grams of hard white wheat flour, and the rest is all purpose, if you're curious. I just experiment. I do a lot of different things all the time. But I'm gonna go get the beef bones out of the freezer so I can make some bone broth, and we'll just get going on the day. These are the beef marrow bones that I'm using today. They have a lot of good stuff right in the middle there. All that marrow will melt out when I roast it, and I'm gonna save the marrow for cooking and just like adding flavor to almost anything. It's really good for you. So if you get your hands on some good marrow bones, definitely save the marrow and use it for things. I like to use my air fryer for roasting the bones. I do it at 400 for about 30 minutes, and this just speeds it up and it does a really good job. I'm putting the bones into the Instant Pot, which is filled with filtered water, and I'm gonna set that for 4 hours on high. Here's all that marrow. I'm pouring it into a glass jar to save it, and this will solidify. My dough got so big while we were at church. I guess it's getting warmer, and so everything is moving a lot faster than I'm used to. Going to shred my butter, and I'm going to put it in one of these loaves. This is frozen butter, so kind of like making croissants, but this is like a fast cheater version. Okay, so my bones have been in the Instant Pot for the past 4 hours. I released the pressure, and now I'm going to add in all these veggies and go for another hour. This bone broth will basically become like a thick gelatin when I put it in the refrigerator, so that's how I know it is super good for you. I'm salting the stew meat just to get it ready for later.
320. It doesn't like mine.
I'm prepping all the veggies now for our Sunday stew. I really like making beef stew. It's one of my favorite meals to make. I just feel like you can throw anything in the pot and it ends up tasting amazing. I think the basic formula for a stew is you want to season your meat well, sear it, then remove it from the pan, and then in that same fat, maybe add a little more fat. You can saute all your veggies, some garlic, maybe some tomato paste for some additional flavor, and then add in your seasonings and then fill it up with broth and just add flavoring as needed and let it simmer for a while. It should turn out amazing. My bone broth is ready. I'm just setting it in the sink to cool down because I wanted to try to strain it and skim off the fat, but it needs to be cold in order to do that. I was a little short on time.
Ooh, That was so good. That's Starbucks.
Yeah, go change. A simple flavor combo that I like in my stew is 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, a teaspoon of paprika, and then a generous splash of apple cider vinegar. And then, of course, your bone broth. The croissant bread turned out amazing. Just listen to that crackle there. The longer you can let your stew simmer, the better. I didn't have a lot of time, but your meat will be more tender if you give it lots of time and cook it low and slow. I always try to keep beef stew meat in my freezer just for nights like this. All right, so it is Monday evening and I'm gonna be making sort of like a Greek gyro or gyro. I'm not sure exactly how you say it, but it's basically a flatbread or naan bread with some really yummy Greek seasoned chicken. I'm going to make a yogurt sauce, tzatziki. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say any of these words. I'm also making hummus. So these are just all these kind of different random things that I'm putting together. They all have like Greek flavors. So there's no actual recipe tonight. I'm just sort of kind of winging it, but I make this meal, like this type of meal, quite often. I'm starting off by seasoning some potatoes really well with some fresh garlic, rosemary, salt, pepper, and olive oil, and I'm gonna roast that at about 400 until it is nice and crispy. I cut up some chicken into small pieces and adding salt, oregano, cumin, smoked paprika, lots of fresh garlic, some yogurt, a squeeze of fresh lemon juice, and some olive oil. Mix that up well and let it marinate for a bit, and when the potatoes are getting closer to being done, you can lower the temp to 375 and bake those for 15 minutes or so. Now I'm moving on to making some yogurt sauce. This is one of my favorite sauces to make. You're going to drain the liquid out of a whole cucumber, dump that into a bowl, and add in some whole milk Greek yogurt as much as you would like. I like it pretty thick and heavy on the cucumbers. Now add in some flavor. We're going to do some olive oil, dill, salt, and grate a clove of garlic. And then you can add in a splash of apple cider vinegar, and you can also add some fresh lemon juice and salt it more until you're happy with the flavor. This is so good. As an experiment, I added a sheet pan over my potatoes to see if it would steam them well before I roasted them up to get them nice and crispy, because red potatoes take longer to cook on the inside. I prepped some sourdough naan bread earlier in the day. I used about half freshly milled hard white wheat, and the rest is all-purpose flour. I will link the recipe below on what I used. This ended up turning out really good, and it was very easy. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make the hummus now. I actually don't have the tahini, I don't have any more cumin, and I don't have basil, which I normally use for this. So I'm just gonna make it with what I do have, and I'm gonna add some parsley. I normally don't add parsley, but I thought that might do something fun to the hummus. So I'm gonna get my food processor and we'll do that. Here is the full spread. This was inspired by one of the most memorable meals of my life in Greece. I had a traditional gyro. It was flavorful meat and a rich yogurt sauce served up on a soft, warm, fluffy pita bread. But of course, this naan bread is a great replacement for that. I actually think it works better. So I hope this gives you some inspiration. You can serve this up however you like, put whatever you want on it. My kids like to do just the chicken and yogurt sauce, and that is perfectly good all on its own. This day was my son's 9th birthday, and he requested burgers and a chocolate cake with chocolate frosting. So I am prepping up some homemade buns. And for this recipe, you need to make a tongzong, which is basically a thick paste made with milk, water, and flour. This is a yeasted bread, so I'm putting yeast in some warm milk, setting that aside. And my flour, I'm doing half freshly milled whole wheat and the rest all-purpose. I was having a hard time getting the mixer to blend this together well, and so I ended up kneading it a bit more, and then I'm putting it in a bowl to rise. Okay guys, well I'm gonna have to take a little break right here so I can go get my kids from school. I wasn't able to get all the way done with my cake. I was hoping to get it baked before I left, but I guess I didn't start it soon enough. I was working earlier this morning. So anyways, I've got it all measured out and I should be able to get it in the oven pretty quickly when I get home. But anyways, so I'm making the simplest chocolate cake by Joshua Weissman, and my son did request a chocolate cake with chocolate frosting, so I was glad that this recipe was in here because it's the simplest according to him. I didn't have time for anything super fancy. And then I did make some mistakes, so I'm not sure how things are gonna turn out. I kind of mixed up the baking soda and the baking powder when I was measuring, and then I tried to correct it, and I don't know if I actually totally ruined it or not, so we'll find out. And then the buns, the yeast was like not getting bubbly, so I don't know if it was just like old yeast. I don't use yeast very often. I usually have sourdough that I do, but I just wanted to try this recipe, which is also from Joshua Weissman's book. I'm not sure how everything's gonna turn out, but it's gonna be fine regardless. We're gonna decorate and make it special, and hopefully my son will be super excited because today's his birthday, so that is the whole point, just to have a fun little dinner that he requested and to have fun as a family. I wasn't sure how this recipe was going to turn out. It's different than any other cake recipe I've ever made, and I loved making it. And it was the simplest cake I think I've ever made. I like what you chose to wear. It says that you have superpowers. Hi.
I love you so much.
Really? Huh?
That's
Do that.
Whoa, that's satisfying.
The batter is like dripping out of the spring-loaded pan. I guess it's dented, but I'm hopeful it will still work. It'll just be a little misshapen. I do have some good news. My dough rose. The frosting turned out so amazing, and once again, one of the easiest frosting recipes. Moment of truth. Okay.
It's so perfect though.
I don't think it's gonna come off. I'm kind of nervous.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think that's gonna come off very well either.
It's just the edge. Okay. Oh yeah, it's working. Okay, so this one looks like it's gonna come out. Here, I'll use this.
Flip it upside down, and then you're literally got it.
It's kind of hot still.
Now, how are you gonna get it off?
There you go. She's such a cheerleader for me. And then this one's gonna go like upside down?
Yeah. No, like that. Perfect.
This or upside down?
It's flat.
Okay. My daughters love to decorate cakes and cookies, so I usually just leave that to them, and she did a good job. She cut out some paper letters, made his name, and then sprayed this edible glitter over it so you pulled it off and we could see his name. Here is the full spread. The dinner turned out so good, the cake was delicious, the buns turned out great, and I made French fries with the air fryer, and it's my new favorite method for French fries. They were super tasty and delicious, and look at them, they look great. Even though it was extra work, I hope my son looks back and has memories of homemade cakes on his birthday or getting a meal that he requested. I want them to remember their mom cooking for them. And I know that's not everyone's aspiration, but it is mine. I didn't grow up this way. I ate a lot of processed food growing up, and something about this just really resonates with me, and I'm hoping to carry on this tradition with my children.